Okay. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Is my mic
Me?
okay? Can you
Yeah.
not hear me?
Is mine too loud or too quiet? You sound fine to me.
You sound fine to me.
Cool.
Okay. So, Jhin game on 10:20. I hope that's not a different patch.
I don't think it is. It wasn't.
Okay.
It's like
Uh,
a and a
okay.
half ago.
You went 2-2? A Jhin
Hmm.
game you went 2-2. Okay.
Yeah, and it's versus Ezreal Soraka, which is like a matchup that I have no like when either of them are the on the opposite lane, like I have no idea what to do. So, and I'm sure um like that in that game, because it's not very long ago. There's like a lot of mistakes that I just like make all the time that I'm not aware of. So, yeah, I figured that'd be a good one to look at.
I think the biggest problem here is don't get executioners. What I would do, if I ever play against a Rocket lane, I'll get executioners calling before I finish Yomu's.
Okay.
It's like you will literally screw everyone on their entire team. Throw a W, they have Grievous Wounds. Your ult, Grievous Wounds. Auto attack, Grievous Wounds.
So,
Q,
so
Grievous
wait,
Wounds.
if I'm playing against Rocky, you think I should rush executioners like every time?
Yeah, it's just 800
Oh,
gold, and then go Yomu's afterwards.
okay.
I mean, it's. I've seen other people do it. I do it myself. I don't think in pro play they do it, but that's probably because they don't really play Rocka in pro play.
Right.
Uh,
No, it makes sense. I just never really like considered it. It just kind of sounds like kind of goofy, but yeah.
it's not goofy. It's like instant counter for 800 gold, right? You
Right.
never have to worry about. Think about it. If you rush that item,
Uh-huh.
level 6, she has almost no healing
Okay.
against like Rocka if you go for a full combo.
Yeah, and I can get that like burst back too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's start doing that then.
It just seems like a worthwhile delay for your items when you can completely negate
Yeah,
a champion.
it cuts her pretty hard.
Exactly.
Did you look at my mastery and runes by chance?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm pretty
As long
sure
as
like
it's armor pen.
I can
Is it
fix
armor pen?
those. Yeah, I think I copied it from like pro builds or something, but it's an armor pen page for Jhin.
ADC John, the
Yeah.
John page. Let's see here. So 4 AD glyphs, armor pen. Yeah. I don't know about the blues, but everything else is fine.
What would you
Something
rather do for the blues?
for blues. I've experimented with 4 mana regen.
Okay.
I've also tried 6 CDR scaling per level, and then
Oh.
3 MR, because then those 6 CDR scaling will give you 10%, and then if you go like the Essence Reaver build, you will get 40% without needing Boots of Lucidity.
Okay.
But in general, like blues, it's either you can say this works for you. It's not that big of a deal, but you can try mana regen. You can try CDR per level, and then
Was
you
it
can also
six
run MR.
scaling cooldowns that you said?
Yeah, 6 scaling
Okay,
cooldowns.
want to try that out.
You can also do 6 scaling cooldowns and 3 mana regen. You can also try that. I mean, usually like if you're gonna have several pages, since you do have plenty of room page space, you might as well have like a page that's full MR when you're playing against like Zyra, or another page when you're playing like I don't know against Thresh or something, where it's like magic resist for all that poke isn't really gonna matter because they don't poke with magic like it's Thresh.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna all in you. It's not really gonna make that big of a difference. Or in that case, maybe you guys get pushed in a lot, and then all that mana regen or whatever becomes useful, or CR per level becomes handy
Okay.
for something. Just my recommendation.
Sure.
And then masteries. Yeah, this is fine. Wait, why do you take 2 for meditation?
Wait. Let me look at it.
You did
That might be a
3.
mistake. No, I've been doing. Is that bad? That's pretty bad, isn't it?
I think you should just go full for mercilessness.
Okay.
No reason to lose 2% damage.
Okay.
Your Jhin, you play off being an executioner anyway, so it's like
Yeah.
you like when they're low health. I don't think the mana regen is gonna do anything for you. If you really want mana regen, just do the blues.
Okay. Yeah.
Flat mana regen.
Yeah, but
Everything.
like in lane, I run out of mana really quickly, but I think that's just because I'm really bad at managing it. I guess we'll find out, but yeah, if I
Just
like
don't
in lane.
spam W.
Oh yeah. Alright.
That's how you get baited into losing a lot of mana.
How much is it? The most expensive ability besides ult, or
I think it's 50 or 60. I want to. Honestly, I don't remember. If it's either 50, 60, or 70, one of those.
Mhm.
Or I might be completely off, and then I might look like a dumbass. Because I know Nate is 60. Oh, that's not full rank. W is 30, 40, whatever, all the way up to 50. Okay, so I'm thinking max
Right.
rank. I got something down. Wait, no. That's E, I lied. W is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay. Whew. I got all those numbers. Anyway. So you guys don't opt for Krugs. That's fine. One of the things that you don't want to do is instantly like hit the minions, melee minions in the front. By any chance, if they are doing Gromp or whatever, you can deny.
Wait, hang on. Is there a delay in your screen?
Oh, I forgot to screen share. My bad. Yeah, there is a delay.
Okay. I was
It's
watching
much
your
easier.
stream, but then I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Until I just saw it. Okay. Yeah. Are you sharing
You-
screen now?
Yeah. Can you see it?
Alright, cool.
Alright, that's
It's
faster.
loading.
That's loading.
Okay.
Let me know when you
think-
can see it.
Kind of really low quality.
It is. So on what do you call it? You can watch it on Skype for like the instant, thing, and then you watch
Sure,
it again
sure.
in like a few seconds delayed on stream, especially if you have a second monitor.
Okay,
For
I'll
the
just
higher
watch it on
quality.
stream. I'm sure I'll be able to follow it.
Okay, sure. So when you get to lane, you don't want to just start shoving the melee minions in the front, because the thing that ends up happening is you might not be able to deny, what do you call it, the melee minions in the front. Because if they do Gromp, Ezreal, and Soraka, they're gonna come to lane by the time that your three melees in the front are really low health.
Yeah, so theirs won't be dying.
Yeah, so what you can do is, especially if they do Gromp, you cut them off, you don't let them come to lane, and you let their three melees die, and then they lose 3 melees of experience, and then you're completely fine, and you guys have negated their Gromp, or them doing
Okay.
Gromp. Just something to do. And, I mean, you can still charge up autos on the back minions, on the, the range ones in the back, so as they're getting to lane, you have, like, 3rd bullet up, or maybe even 4th bullet up. And then that way, you let your melee minions die, you deny them XP and gold, and then you also have 4th auto up, and you've just been hitting the melees in the
Okay.
back that are relevant.
Alright, cool. Let's do that.
Anyway.
Pretty sure E to Q right here. Or no? Okay.
Also, one thing about queuing and autoing. So, if you have to flash and they're at the edge of your auto attack range, or they also have flash, it's recommended to do auto queue. If they don't have flash, or you're doing an engage and they're all leaning towards you, queue auto. Because the thing is, queue auto is always better, but if you flash queue auto and they have flash, they could instantly flash as you queue and then you never get an auto off. Or,
Okay.
I mean, it's a really short timing, and if they're good enough, I'd rather respect them and
Sure.
say that they will.
But if
Flash.
I'm trying to flash for a kill, like on the porch shot, then always
You can
auto
flash.
first.
So, I mean, you have to take if they don't have flash, then and if they're not at the edge of your auto attack range, it's okay to queue auto.
Okay.
But the thing is, if they do have flash, I'd recommend auto queuing because it's faster to auto queue than it is to queue auto.
Okay.
It's a really small difference, but it's enough that if you're playing with a player that has an exceptionally good reaction time, they will flash before you
Sure.
can auto attack, but you will get the Q off.
Okay.
Whereas if you playing with a player that is still super good at reaction time, if you flash auto, they can't flash your auto, but you can flash auto and then immediately Q afterwards, and then you will most likely get the Q to follow them as well. But yeah, so regular engage Q auto almost all the time, but
Okay.
if they can escape with flash, or if they're at the edge of your auto attack range, auto Q, because queuing stops you for a brief moment, and if you do that, you might lose them, and they might be outside your range, and then you might not be able to catch them.
Okay.
And let's play off your vision only. So you know that Skarna started bot side because they came to lane late, they wasted mana, they
Right.
leashed for him.
I think that's I don't ever use that information though. Like if I remember right, I do remember them starting at Gromp, so I was like, okay, so they must have leashed.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever like think of anything past that. I just like, okay, they leashed, and then like I don't use it. Like I don't think about like when Skarner might gank or like where he's gonna gank.
Mhm.
So like I don't know if you could like run through that really quick, like what to think about. Or
Yeah. So when you're playing with like Skarner can't really do much to gank you unless he does some sort of cheese gank all the way through try and then goes into your lane. But the thing is, they have Soraka. So even if Skarner were to do like a cheesy level 2, level 3 gank to you guys would still get away. Maybe at most you guys would waste flash, but that means your jungler can go ahead and counter jungle their red side.
Sure.
But besides cheesiness aside, what ends up happening right now is Skarner finishes his bot side jungle around 2 minutes 50 seconds, maybe 3 minutes. I know I already saw him on the map, but right now Skarner is like just finishing his red buff. Or okay, he's not just finished. He's like halfway done with it.
Okay.
And then after that, he will either go to Krugs, or if top lane's pushed up, he's gonna go gank top, or maybe potentially mid.
Okay.
So this means that knowing his jungle path, or like generic jungler path, and that he started bot side, he's gonna be top side 3 minutes 30 seconds in. Then you have the deviation whether he will go do Krugs or if he goes to gank a lane. If he ganks a lane before he does Krugs, he might be able to go back and do Krugs and then go back bottom.
Okay.
Typically it takes like anywhere from 20 something seconds to 40 seconds if you're incredibly slow to get to lane. At least from Nexus, from like the fountain all the way to like bot lane.
Sure.
So to take that into account, have relative timing. So let's say Skarner didn't gank anything, finished his entire top side clear 3 minutes 30 seconds in. Because this is what he's doing right now, but I think he's doing it a little bit slowly or something. He would be able to be back bot side around 4 minutes. That means before the 4 minute mark hits, you want to have like a ward in the river. And the reason why I say a ward in the river is because you're playing against Skarner. If you're playing against Zac, maybe he'd go gank from the tri-bush on their side, right? So if you guys are pushed up, you guys want to try to get a ward over the wall there to prevent that.
Okay.
If you're playing against...
I need to think more about like what jungler I'm playing against and how they would choose to gank. Because I don't think I ever think about that.
Yeah. Because let me finish listing out examples here, and then I'm sure you can take it and apply it to a bunch of other junglers. If instead of Zac or Skarner, it was Lee Sin, Lee Sin's probably going to want to W into the little brush into the river and then come in through the river that way.
Okay.
So in basically all these situations, you're looking to where can I ward that is the best possible location. I mean, even Zac can gank through river, so it's not a bad idea if you guys are like halfway pushed here. You guys, so for Skarner, that's his only gank path, is basically coming through river and going around you. So if you're playing against Skarner and you're immobile and whatever you're pushing up, you want to go ahead and put or ask your support to put like a ward in the center of the river. If you're playing against Lee Sin or maybe Zac, putting a ward in the little brush here is basically enough, good enough. Because, Lee Sin's either going to come through there, or he's going to try to do an inlane gank, or go all the way around. But usually, like, your jungler, or there's usually other vision, on this side of the jungle anyway, so... Okay. You don't really worry about the super cheesy ganks. Obviously you can, and that's almost always why I buy a pink ward myself as ADC or support. Either I'll pink here or I'll pink my own tri-bush as defensive measure. But when you're playing into Skarner, you're not really worried about this cheese gank here before level 6. After level 6, sure, it becomes like, something priority. But before then, it's not really a big deal. So sure. It's usually like you're thinking about what can the enemy jungler do plus their bot lane. You know what I mean? Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Because yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, if they have like Braum or like a really easy to gank lane where they have like a ton of CC, then I need to like start thinking about it differently. Yeah, because especially as Jhin, you're immobile, right? The only thing you have is your flash. If you don't have flash up, you better expect to get cheese ganked or whatever if you're pushing up. And you should always stay back. Because if they know that you have no vision on this entire side of the jungle, like your side of the jungle, and they just go all the way around through your try, a good jungler will know that. And because you don't have flash, he knows that if you're halfway, like dead center in the lane right now as Jhin without flash, you will die. It doesn't matter if he's level 6 or not, if you're playing into like Braum or whatever. Sure.
Right? Obviously, like, different junglers have different power spikes, different CC and whatever, and different forms of CC can inhibit you from walking a certain amount of distance. It's just about like knowing which champs can stop you the most. Does that make sense? Because I can't really like list out every single champion in League of Legends how to play it, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you my mentality on how you should know where to ward and whatever. But anyway. So besides that, okay, now we have Skarner doing stuff over here near mid lane.
Not
Yeah.
sure what happened up there. Yeah, he flashes for sure.
So, okay, so this is a situation in Taraka where you could have queued and then autoed, and then
Okay,
she
wait,
tagged.
can you go back real quick?
Yeah, sure. So, you were catching Raka out because she walked into the river, which was really good. Your support didn't respond to it, unfortunately. But if you had queued and then fourth autoed, she would have been like almost 50 health up, like less. And then on top of that, if you had landed your root, maybe your support would have done an extra 200 damage, and then you could have tried to go for all-in. You could fight something over here on the side because you guys don't take minion aggro, but if they were to take it into the center of the lane, then Ezreal pops heal, and then, what do you call it, Raka pops exhaust and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
It'd be a lot harder. I think what you went for there was definitely good. It was unfortunate your support didn't follow up, but shit happens, I guess.
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, if I'm not like flashing on somebody, like always Q auto, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason not to, because that does the most execution damage possible on your fourth auto.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so something to know right now.
Oh, wait.
What?
Might have to remake the call. It's all messed up.
My mic?
Yeah, your mic's like, you sound like a robot.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah.
My sound card sucks ass. Oh my god, I have so many problems. I'm waiting for another sound card to come in. It's a USB sound card, and it'll
Okay.
randomly crash, and my mic just goes to shit. Like,
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
cannot do anything about that. My bad. Anyway, so are we okay now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so the problem I have with like this lane is like, well, like, okay, so mostly Soraka is like, I feel like any trade that I go for, if it's not all in, like it's just like it's never worth it because she always heals up.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like it's just like, I don't have to like lose the lane, but it's like impossible to win unless like she just like makes a horrible mistake and like gets caught or something in the lane.
All right, so here's the thing. When you're playing into Soraka, especially Sorakas who are smart enough to take some AP in their rune pages, you walk up, you will auto, especially if it's not a fourth auto, and you will completely lose because they'll Q you and auto you, and then they just win the trade. So
Right.
that's exactly what happens here. Let's see. It happens as you're queuing the minion.
Okay.
Give me a second. So you take one hit here because you don't respect her Q range,
Okay.
and then you walk up and then you Q the wave and then you get hit again. Like, what you're doing here is basically giving her free harass. You don't need to be here doing any of this right now.
Okay.
One problem is, on top of you taking a harass, you kind of messed up the minion wave for yourself. You queued the backline minions and now they're all at like health that is ready to get one hit by the tower. This is the kind of situation where you need to immediately react as Jhin and have to say, okay, I've messed up this minion wave. What is my way of salvaging it? And right now you only have, luckily because you took traps. I mean, some Jhins don't recommend you taking traps, whatever. Sure, it doesn't matter. Preference. But the thing is, if you take traps right now, you have a possibility in like salvaging this wave. You have to trap the backline, W the backline, auto the minion on the far right, and then Q it, and then they will all die.
I think what I planned on doing was, I don't know if I do it or not, but I think I was gonna wait for the tower to hit the melee in front once, and then Q that minion, and then it would get execution damage on those. And if it wasn't enough, then I would try Wing them.
Yeah, I think you
How
lose a
much?
minion if you do that. So here's how
Yeah.
I would have done it. Trap here, wait for the minion in front to get hit by the tower once. The minion wave that I have coming in will also, I think, auto it once. Or my support will auto it once. And then you W that, because there's no other way you can kill that one. And then you Q the entire backline. And then...
Okay.
And then... So it's either your support gives a little bit of health here, or I don't think the minion... let me watch this again. If the minion wave can get to it in time.
Yeah, I fucked it up really bad.
Because when I see it, so you lost
Lose
2
two.
minions. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So here's a trick when you're farming under tower, especially as Jhin. You know how everything has attack speed, right? And certain, what do you call it? Towers have attack speed themselves, and the thing is, you can take advantage of that by canceling the tower's auto attack. So what ends up happening here is after the tower hits the minion the first time, you can wait until the projectile comes again the second time. The projectile that will actually kill the minion comes out, and you kill the minion as that happens. What you end up doing when you do that is you reset, you cancel like the tower's auto attack, and then it has to auto attack again, but it has a cooldown before it auto attacks again. So if you time this like perfectly, you're usually able to finish reloading and then auto attack the melee minion
Oh.
as that happens.
Yeah.
Because then if you do that, then you don't really need your support or the minion wave coming in to hit that minion before you W it. But anyway, so you do that, and then you also have to trap the backline.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And then W it, and then Q it, and then you're good to go.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a really fine timing, but if you do it, you can do it. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How much gold do you have right now? You have 900 gold. Typically, if you didn't need to buy right now, you would leave the lane like this and just last hit and wait for the enemy to come back so you can make them lose as many minions as possible, even though it's slow pushing to them. But you need to buy right now, so what I would do immediately is trap the backline, W the backline, and then Q it. The problem is, right now you're delaying your back by like 5-6 seconds right now, because what you end up doing is you Q'd it and then you W'd the backline, so you're not getting any execution damage off. So now it's taking you a lot longer to kill all these minions. And the thing is, if you don't execute the minion wave fast enough, you can't get your minion wave to crash into their tower before the other minion wave comes in. And that's gonna make it like slow push to them, and that's like, you don't want Ezreal to have your minions slow push to him, because that means you salvage your minions. So let me see what ends up happening here. Where does the minion hit? The minion hit wave hits exactly where it's going to start slow pushing to them. So now instead of Ezreal losing the back 3 melees, now like your minion wave that's coming in will kill his minion wave faster. So now what you basically did to yourself is you guaranteed that you'd lose a minion wave, while you guaranteed Ezreal would keep a minion wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So as this happens, Ezreal gets back to lane, and then now he gets to take advantage and takes the cannon, and yeah. If you deny the cannon, you usually tilt the enemy team.
Yeah.
And then now Ezreal is slow pushing it back to you. Okay. 6 minutes 30 seconds to the game, what happens?
She expects Skarner to gank me. Or-
Why?
Because he finished his first clear. Wait, don't tell me. Let me think. We just talked about this.
Yep.
So yeah, so he finishes his first clear, and he should have backed by 3:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Tell me. Shit.
His blue buff is coming up, so that means his bot side clear is all coming back up right now.
Okay. So 6:30 is a time that I should expect. Like they finished the blue.
Yeah,
And
so
like,
I
"Alright,
mean,
I want to look for a gank bot.
He's doing this kind of late. If you have vision of him, of course you'd know, but like, guaranteed at least by 7 minutes. Usually what happens
Okay.
is like the jungler will clear faster, and then they'll do Gromp and whatever like before the blue buff spawns, and then they'll go down to bottom. But so technically, at least Rek'Sai is doing a good job right now by going into their jungle and figuring out where Skarner is. So now that you have this information that blue buff is not taken, the Gromp's not taken, that means Skarner is still in his topside jungle finishing stuff up. And he's not in Rek'Sai's jungle here because they're like Rek'Sai already took everything.
Okay.
So
and then if they start, if he were to start topside, like when would I expect him to come back for blue buff? Would it be like around 7 minutes?
oh, so if he started topside instead, that means he'd do red buff at 7 minutes and probably blue buff by 8 minutes.
Okay.
Assuming that he would do blue buff, you know,
Sure.
2 camps like after or 3 camps after. So then it'd be something like that. 2 things to note here. You had the wave slow pushing towards you. It's okay to let it keep slow pushing to you to be safe and
Well, I didn't even realize it was slow pushing or like why that's important. Like I have like zero knowledge about wave management, honestly. Like it's garbage. So like that's one thing I need to like work on.
Okay, so basically when they have more minions than you, it pushes to you, right? You can agree with
Sure.
that? Okay, so on top of that, you have knowledge that Skarner will be on the bot side of the jungle and be gaining level 6 around this time in the game, as soon as the
So
blue
there's
buff
no
spawns.
reason to push, basically.
But, see, this is where you have to adapt to the game, but you kind of did it randomly. Because you know Rek'Sai is doing a good job. So if this was like a high level, high elo game, and Rek'Sai is doing a good job counter jungling, I pushed a lane here because I want to hard shove this into Ezreal's tower and rotate myself as Jhin and help Rek'Sai take over the jungle here. Because I know if I hard shove this and my Rek'Sai is counter jungling, I can go help him, and then Ezreal's losing minions, I'm not losing minions, right?
Okay.
But if your jungler isn't counter jungling, because this is not common in your elo, you will want to just let the wave push to you. Because if your jungler is just in your jungle doing his jungle, having a dandy fun time, there's no reason for you to push up into their tower when you know Skarner's coming in level 6 here, right?
Okay.
If your jungler wasn't doing a good job here. So just so you know, reasoning wise, make sure you think about that when you're pushing whatever. Because usually like the timings and whatnot, they're pretty solid for the first 8 minutes of the game, but afterwards,
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like
pretty-
you have to adapt based on like how long does it take somebody to walk across the map, where are they right now, why do I have vision on them, blah blah blah. If I don't have complete vision on them for the last like minute, they could be anywhere. I should play safe. If you don't get like, they could literally be sitting in your lane or something.
So basically, like, as far as like when to expect ganks, like for this game specifically, so I saw them doing Gromp, so that I know that like he'll be done with his first clear, like the entire jungle, and if he doesn't choose to gank, like he'll be done by like 3:30.
Yeah.
And then he'll take 20 seconds to walk back to his jungle, and then try to gank.
Yep.
And then I should expect him to come gank at 6. Okay, so if Rek'Sai didn't come there to check, I should have expected him to gank at 6:30.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
And
not
then
not Skarner at 6:30, because think about, like, he does his Gromp, he finishes his Gromp around 150, finishes blue buff around 2 minutes and 5 seconds, 2 minutes 10 seconds. Add 5 minutes to that, that means blue buff will spawn at 7 minutes and 5 seconds, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And that blue buff, assuming Skarner hasn't gotten kills and gotten fed somewhere else, means Skarner needs that blue buff to get level 6, right? So he finishes that around 7 minutes 15 seconds, let's say, and then comes
out.
oh, again?
It sounds like a lot of compression or something. I don't know if you use like.
No, it's just my audio card. I have to restart my mic again.
Okay.
How's that? Is that okay?
Alright, that's much better.
See, fuck, I hate this, man.
It's
Oh, what a crappy sound card. Oh my god.
Don't worry about it.
But anyway, so what were we talking about? Sorry.
We were talking about like jungle timings.
Yeah. So, you have to know, like, what does Skarner need to get level 6? Typically, 100% jungler needs the blue buff if they start at bot side to get level 6, right? So
Yeah.
if Rek'Sai wasn't there, you would expect Skarner to be coming towards you 7:15, 7:20.
Right, because he would, like, his blue would spawn at 6:30, but he wouldn't necessarily
No.
be done with it. But
Blue doesn't spawn at 6:30.
Oh.
Gromp spawns at 1:40, right?
Okay.
He finishes Gromp around 147, 148. He goes to do blue buff at 150. He finishes blue buff, let's say efficiently, at exactly 2 minutes in the game. 5 minutes later, the blue buff spawns again. 7 minutes in the game, he's doing blue buff. 5 seconds later, 7 seconds later, he's finished with his blue buff. 7:07, he's taking those 7, 8, 9 seconds to walk down to your lane and gank you. 7:15, maybe at the earliest, he's back in your lane.
Okay.
If he were to do like super straight route. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So make sure you ward ahead for that, or you just be safe and let the lane shove into you. Or if you have the potential of getting dove, make sure you ward your try or something, or you know.
So basically, I just like need to think like way more about like how the jungler's pathing and stuff like that.
Yeah, because like this is how you see pro players like time people so well and know that they're safe for an all-in or whatever like that, because it's very easy to time people walking across the map if you realize like what their movement speed, what their dashes and abilities are. Like you could safely give a ballpark estimate for anybody as they're walking around the map.
What you want, a fucking medal?
Because of that, you can just be like, okay, this guy's taking 20 seconds to get to my lane. Okay, that means I'm okay for the next 20 seconds or something like that. Or I mean, just general jungle stuff in general.
Well, how would I usually like guesstimate that kind of stuff?
If you really want to guesstimate it, just watch a replay and then just watch somebody walk all the way to lane and look how much time in seconds it took.
You said it's like about 20 seconds, right?
Yeah, so let's go back here and then have let's go back. Let's see. Where can I get a good shot of Ezreal walking back to lane?
Just what you want, a fucking medal?
Alright, we're close. So this is Ezreal just backed. He has what right now? Tier boots. Tier boots Ezreal. Walking to lane starting at 5:38. Alright, Ezreal has an E, so keep that in mind. He can probably use it twice before he gets back to lane. And as he gets back to lane, this is a small timing within 5 seconds. If you ever need to all-in Ezreal, he might have already E'd to his tower and might have his E down for like 5 seconds. Okay, so Ezreal, to get to his tier 1 tower from his base that he left at like, what, 5:39, took 23 seconds with tier 1 boots. Walk another 2 seconds in lane, he's almost next to the brush with tier 1 boots. Plus he has an E. So, give or take like 25 seconds for general champions to walk back to lane on tier 1 boots, give or take dashes and whatnot. And then like small differences in movement speed. And then like, if you think about somebody else with like no boots or whatever, you can assume like 30 seconds or something like that.
Sure.
You can go ahead and look back on these. Like, I don't know everything myself. I just ballpark estimate, and that's what most people do. They ballpark estimate everything.
I was just like wondering like what the thought process is like to start doing that.
Yeah.
Because
like, so like for Skarner though, because obviously you don't want this to be your only timing from base to here. You can also like do timings from like Skarner, especially since he has like a little movement speed thingy whatever ability that is. I don't know because I don't play Skarner. He has a little movement speed thing. Plus, I don't know. See, he has boots. No, he doesn't. He has 364 movement speed. Blah blah. So probably from walking to top lane to here takes Skarner 7, 8, 9 seconds to walk all the way to mid. Hecarim would be even less, for example. Sure. Because he has his E or whatever, or maybe uses Ghost. Yeah. And you just have to like take all these different things into account, because it's like, okay, if he has Ghost, then he can gank me within this small timing of me seeing him on a ward, right? Yeah. So then you have to know that, okay, so ballpark estimate. Let's say Skarner's here and he has Ghost, and you're here and you're shoving a lane. You have probably 5 seconds to shove that lane if Skarner ghosts immediately before Skarner is in range to do bad things to you.
Okay.
So, actually it'd probably be like 6 seconds, 7 seconds. But just giving you an example of how you should be looking at these things.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have Ghost, then maybe it'll take a little bit longer, 8, 9, 10 seconds. But again, like, you're looking, and this is how you learn it in the first place. You see him on a ward, you see how long it takes him to get here, you look at the in-game time between those two things, and then you memorize that. It's not like you have to, like, completely memorize it forever and ever, but take that and then start using that as, like, a ballpark estimate for other junglers. Okay, maybe
Sure.
Skarner didn't use Ghost, maybe Skarner didn't use anything. That means another jungler in the same situation would take this similar amount of time to get to you, or walk that distance, right? So that's how you know, like, whether you're kind of safe or not, doing something or being pushed up
Okay.
when you see somebody on some part of the map.
Alrighty.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because a lot of these things will be in your decision-making table, I guess, for whether you want to fight someone, if you can kill them within a few seconds and get away with it, versus, okay, that jungler or whatever is too close because you can get here in a few seconds, and I don't have that timing to kill that person. Because there's a lot of, like, small timing windows, and that's what, like, differentiates really good players from, like, good players. Because those really good players will get away with those fine timings and be able to kill someone before they can get killed, even if it's by, like, 1 second in timing. So, just to watch out for. Okay, so Rek'Sai is back doing his thing, counter jungling. And then this is when Skarner should be coming back. If I look at vision on the map, Skarner's in base. His blue buff's about to spawn. He's still not doing anything. You're really far away here. I mean, like,
Far away
Sona's
from
Sona? Yeah, because she's going for, like, some really aggro trades. You should be, like, a little bit closer at least. And
Should I be? Because this is something that, like, I was coached, like, a while ago, and I remember him even saying that, like, I should be, like, closer to the support, like, way more. And so should it be, like, for almost, because yeah, even, like, the support was saying that, like, I should be closer so that when they trade I can, like, or when they decide to trade I can actually follow them up. So, like, so are you saying for, like, 90% of the lane I should just be right next to the support, or?
Okay, so let me give you an example in this situation, and then you can generalize it, okay?
Sure.
So you're playing as Ezreal Raka. What does Ezreal do to you?
Q, W for harass.
Yeah. So how do you outplay that from Ezreal?
I mean, if I don't want to get Q'd, then I would stand, like, behind my minion wave, I would
Okay.
assume.
Yep, yeah, that's good. So on top of that, what is another way to avoid being hit by Ezreal?
Juking him? I don't know.
No, just being completely out of range.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so the reason I bring that up is because in this situation here, you have no reason to be all the way in the river, right? You agree with me?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
You could literally, like, Ezreal's further away than Soraka is up here. You could literally be playing this lane from, like, down in the back next to, like, your minions.
Yeah.
So what you're looking to do here, like, Sona's doing her thing, harassing, blah, blah, blah. If she walks up and does that, you can still take up this room, this area here, and walk up yourself. And she harasses Soraka. If you land a W, you can walk up further, auto Q, and do your thing.
Okay.
And then chunk out Soraka for maybe a little bit more than quarter health, probably around like a third of her health. And then you guys win a trade. Because then Sona goes ahead and takes like 100, 200 damage. You guys take a net total of 200 damage, but you guys deal a net total of 300 to 400 damage, so you guys win the trade.
Okay.
Sona can heal, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you guys won a trade, right? And the only way you guys can take that trade is if you land the W on Soraka. Even if you land the W on Soraka from this far away, you're not in range to immediately walk up and auto. But if you play around the minions that you guys have here and you land a W, you are like within range. If you're playing probably like right behind Sona-ish, like that area,
Right.
that you can land a W. If you land a W, you walk up and then you do more damage.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you don't do that and you don't create the opportunity for yourself, you don't have the ability to do like a bunch of damage where you could have, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like,
the thing,
right where I'm standing right now, I have like zero pressure because like if anything were to happen, like I have no way to like get the most mileage out of it.
Yeah. Whereas if you were playing near Sona, like Ezreal's not gonna hit you. Even if Ezreal's in range to Q, if he's at 1,000 range, you can juke that, right? Like max range Qs are very easy to dodge from Ezreal.
Yeah.
And if you're also playing another like random tidbit, if you're playing around this area as Jhin, it's a lot easier for you to hit Raka because you're hitting her at an angle.
Okay.
If you stand like, if you were to stand like in the brush area and try to throw a straight W to Raka, she could very easily juke by going literally perpendicular to your skill shot left or right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
By standing on the side, you force Raka to either like, maybe you overshot your W a little bit above her, you force her to walk down. Even if you completely miss your W, you've already forced Raka to walk down, and maybe she takes an additional auto attack from Sona. Right?
Okay.
So you're winning either way. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But anyway, that's why I'm saying this area here between these minions was probably like the most optimal to play around.
Okay.
Because you can avoid Ezreal Qs, you can get a range to W like Soraka and auto attack her if you land it, or enough for like Sona to just do another auto attack worth of damage, and then you guys win the trade.
Okay.
Just on that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Any questions?
Trying to think. No, I think it's like pretty cut and dry. Just like there's no reason to be that far out. I just like need to be closer to the support and like in the minion line.
Yeah. Cause it's like you're giving up having an advantage. Like
Yeah.
why?
It's a lot of pressure that I'm just like choosing to give up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Anyway, so right now, because you see your mid laner and jungler are itching for that blue buff steal, hard shove this. You again left it in a crappy spot.
Okay. Wait, can you explain that? Why I would want to hard shove it when they're going for blue?
So what ends up happening is if you can get it all the way into their tower, their minion wave stops at their tower, right? To hit your minion wave. You agree with me?
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening as like a further result of that is your minion wave clears, or their minion wave clears your minion wave fast because of the tower, and then your minion wave that's coming in right now from your lane will meet their minion wave probably almost at the same spot that the current minion wave is at. And then what ends up happening is because of these the positioning of this, if the minion wave is completely 100% even and it meets on their side, the next minion wave that they have come in arrives faster than your minion wave comes in. Does that make sense?
Can you just explain that again? Sorry.
Alright, so let's see here. So you see how if you have these 5 minions here, if they had hit the tower, right, their minion wave wouldn't be taking any damage. You agree? Almost no damage.
Yeah.
And your minions would be cleared, right?
Sure. Yep.
So they would still have 7 minions full health, but those minions, because they were hitting your minions while your minions were under their tower, their minions were a little bit delayed getting to lane, right?
Yeah.
So that means that your minion wave that you have coming in currently gets to travel a further distance and gets to meet and intersect with the wave that the minion wave that just cleared, your minion wave, and they get to intersect probably around this area here, and then the red minion wave is still here, and then your blue minion wave is here, and then they just intersect here. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
100%?
Yeah. If not, then I can always just like look back on it.
Okay. Because again, just quickly go over this. Because you had a minion wave at their tower, their minion wave stopped to hit your minion wave, right? And then continued. But because they stopped, their minion wave doesn't go as far into the lane, right? So your minion wave pushes up more
sooner.
Yeah. So what ends up happening in this case, Now take into account another minion wave coming in, right? And the minion waves are 100% even right now, and they're canceling each other out, right?
Yeah.
Which minion wave is gonna arrive to reinforce the current fight of minions first? Their minion wave, or your minion wave? The next one. Which minion wave has to travel further from the nexus to meet at this exact point? Their
What?
minion wave or yours? Huh?
Mine.
Yours has to travel further, right?
Uh-huh.
So that means because their minion wave that reinforces the current minion wave arrives at this exact location earlier, their minion wave, their army will be bigger, right? So if their army will be bigger, they'll destroy yours faster. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that means that by the time your wave comes in to reinforce your current minion wave, your minion wave has already dwindled down because their minion wave, their reinforcement wave has already arrived earlier than yours, killing your minions first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that means it will start slow pushing to you. Because they will always have a bigger minion wave. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So like, what should have like the thought process been then for like, okay, they're doing, or they want to steal blue, so I need to shove this. Like.
So your thought process should be, how can I lose the least amount of minions and make them lose the most amount of minions?
Right.
That would be to hard shove it into the tower so that you can get their minion wave to start slow pushing to you. Ezreal loses minions to tower, and you're free to roam because you know none of your minions will be dying because all your minions will basically be dead to their tower or their huge minion wave that's coming in, right?
Okay.
So on top of that, so you gain that advantage. You get to deny Ezreal some minions. You get to salvage as many of the enemy minions as possible so that you can take them later. And then you can go into their jungle and have fun. Because what that ends up happening is, if you hard shove this, Ezreal loses minions. If Ezreal's forced to come into their jungle to support, you guys could literally have a stalemate in their jungle and you guys still win. Why? Because you shoved that, minion wave into Ezreal's tower. And now Ezreal is slowly losing minions. So even if you guys fight here and you guys don't get anything for it, Ezreal, you have already forced Ezreal to come in here and defend, Skarner's jungle, and he's lost minions in his wave. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes more
100%?
sense.
100%?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Continue?
Yeah. I fuck up really hard here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. That seems
Yeah,
really
it's so
random. You're
awkward.
losing minions for no reason.
Yeah. It's just so awkward. Like, I'm trying to remember what I was thinking. Yeah, cause like, I do this a lot where, and I just like don't know how to handle it. Like, my brain fucking fries every time this happens. Like, if there's like some kind of fiesta happening near mid or the jungle, like, I'll do this thing where like, alright, do I like stay and farm or do I walk to help them? And I'm like, and then like, I'll have like this internal struggle where like, I'm just like walking up and down the river like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And then like, while I'm doing that, I'm losing minions.
Yeah.
So like, that's something like I do like almost every game, and I have no idea how to figure it out. Like, I don't know. I never know what to do. Like,
I mean, I just
either
explained it.
Huh?
I just explained it. Literally, like, all you have to do is at the beginning of that wave, hard shove it.
Okay.
You're guaranteed safety of your minion wave for like the next 30-40 seconds if you hard shove it into
So
the
I want to
tower.
hard shove it because like.
Because you want to roam and you don't want to lose minions.
Right.
Alright?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So here's the biggest problem right now though. It's fine to roam to try to get a pick on Syndra because she was out of position, she was forced to use Ghost. Maybe if you land a W, your team would get a kill. Sure, that's cool. But beforehand, you could have still shoved in, like, your minion wave into their tower immediately and not lost any minions.
So I need to focus on setting up the wave before this shit happens, right?
Yeah, you need to see it happen and you can immediately react to it to be able to do it. Like,
Okay.
it's just pay attention to your minimap. If you see your mid laner shove and then start going with your jungler, like, into the jungle, put traps on the minion wave, get that shit cleared immediately, start following your team. The other biggest problem here is because you're doing this dance 24/7 up and down, you've already lost an entire wave of minions and you don't have level 6. Right now you could be having like level 6 if you had just sat here and just shoved the entire wave and then rotated for your team.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And think about how much better that would be if you had level 6
yeah,
right now.
that'd be so much better. Okay. Thanks.
Good?
Yeah. Finally. Yeah, it took me a while to like, I don't know, connect the dots, I guess.
Yeah, everything's pretty interconnected. But at least he's still rotating. That W was really late. You should have been able to catch Raka there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what? Don't tell me.
This is so
oh,
bad.
shit.
Yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so you missed the pick on Raka. You got to this fight late and without level 6. You lost a bunch of minions. Your minions are still slow pushing into them. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
It's a disaster.
You like saved Ezreal every like potential anything. Like
Yeah.
look at this fat wave Ezreal gets to come back to.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I think you lost the game on that. I would have been pretty
I
tilted.
ended up winning, but it's not like I deserved to win it.
Oh wait, you won? Oh, I didn't even.
Yeah. Our Jace got like extremely fed, and we won off of it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
'Cause,
but I didn't feel like I deserved to win the game because I misplayed
Yeah,
that shit.
this mistake here guarantees Ezreal winning the lane here. Because Ezreal gets the back key and gets like a Sheen pickaxe, I'm assuming. Let me see how much gold he has.
Yeah.
He has enough for a Sheen, but not a pickaxe. Okay, whatever. Sheen Cole, maybe? Who knows? Maybe if Ezreal didn't get boots for no reason.
I had a 10 CS advantage before this happened. Then like, yeah, just for me deciding not to shove the wave and like dance, like, yeah, he like closed a minion gap.
Yep. I think you lost like over 200 gold doing that. And
Yeah.
potential like extra gold from if you had ulti there to snipe Raka or something, would have been a lot better.
Okay.
Then he finally got level 6 after gaining an entire minion lane. Okay, you don't know where Skarner is. This is still pretty risky. You don't know where the mid laner is. What's happening? Okay. They're all actually not doing anything to stop you. Interesting. I'd still play safe here if I were you though. Like, this is risky as fuck.
Yeah.
Skarner could literally flash over this and maybe pull you in there. If he was an expert Skarner player. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
think I felt
possible.
pretty safe because we had 2 pinks. But I guess like
The
in
power
this
of
hero, I never
flash.
see anyone like do anything like crazy shit over that rush.
Yeah, until you run into the one Smurf that makes you lose one game that you could have prevented yourself from losing by assuming that
Yeah.
he was a perfect player and that he
Okay.
would do something like that. Ooh, the cannon. Rip.
Yeah.
And another minion. And another one. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Like literally, a lot of these games are farm based. Like I won't lie to you. Like platinum is very easy to like win, like get out of by farming. Because everything else you do isn't like terrible. It's just like there's certain small things that keep ruining you,
Uh-huh.
and they have to do a lot with farm.
Okay.
Because if you had perfect farm right now and you had 20 extra CS, you'd be
Yeah,
winning this
pretty
lane
big.
pretty hard. Like, it doesn't even matter that Ezreal has this kill, you'd be like even with him basically. Get used to trapping the back wave, the range ones, and then Wing it and then Qing it.
Yeah, your mic's cutting out again.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've never had this happen to me this many times
yeah,
in a
that's
row.
fine. I don't mind.
Okay, wait. What is this ulti?
What?
Why is it this angle? Do you think they're gonna run down? They're not running it down bottom anytime soon.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You should have angled it a lot higher.
Yeah.
Just in case, you know, Raka flashes or some shit.
Okay.
It was almost up, so I think you wouldn't have killed her if she had flashed out of your ult range.
Yeah, I should just angle it to like, where would they, like, they can't run down, they'll just die.
Yeah,
so-
they'll die to Rek'Sai, so you 100% you can just, even if it's like a zoning ult for that, like Rek'Sai would get the kill.
Yeah.
But it should have been angled like
Yeah, way higher.
you had half of it in the correct area, half of it wasn't. So if it was half higher, if that makes sense, so I don't have to try it.
No, it makes sense.
When you're doing dragon here, just trap the little opening.
Okay.
It's very easy to just catch Skarner out or stop Skarner from being able to come in and steal anything by Eing and Wing.
When I'm on right side, where should I trap then?
Like if you're on red side, you usually end up. It's harder. I'll say that for sure. But usually you can assume that their jungler is probably gonna come in from like Raptor side, so you can probably be like, okay, their jungler is over here, so I'll probably place a trap here, or maybe place another trap here, maybe another one here, or maybe like another one here. Anywhere in like this area, it's usually good. Usually they take the shortest distance, so you want to get the side closest to the wall. But make sure your traps aren't touching the wall, because otherwise you lose surface area.
Oh
Or
yeah.
just area in
Okay,
general. And then you usually just sit around like the center, near kind of where the scuttle is, and then if Skarner comes in, you just W this way. Because the thing is, although it might not matter in most games, like there are games where if you had saved another second for you guys doing an objective by snaring their jungler, you could get the objective and not get it stolen. You know what I mean? So might as well prevent the enemy as much as you possibly can, as
yeah,
opposed
for, like,
to just
40 mana. Like, there's no reason not to.
30 plus 40, I think, so that's like 70. Right? Let me check. 30,
That's right.
50, fuck, 80. I lied.
That's not.
Never
Yeah,
lucky.
but it's like definitely worth it.
Of course. Like, same thing here, like, maybe could have stopped Skarner if you almost
Really
stole
bad
it.
this fight, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
These fights are always like really awkward. Like, I die here for sure, I think. Or maybe I hold my heal. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you flash for? What? She doesn't have anything up.
I don't know if she. Oh wait, did I see her ult? I'm not sure. If I saw her ult, then yeah, I definitely shouldn't have flashed. But I don't think I saw her ult, so I was like really. Even if she did have ult, the ult or the flash would have been a waste. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so you saw Syndra use Q, W, and E. There is nothing else right now that Syndra has that she can use. 2 seconds on her Q, 4 seconds on her W, 4 seconds on her E, 72 seconds on her ult.
Okay.
No reason to flash here.
Okay.
She already flashed to you, so it's not like she can flash auto you anyway.
Yeah.
All you have to do in this case is just legit keep walking down.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Not fun wasting flash. Hard shove this and leave. You have no vision. Where is their team? Okay, Skarner's at blue and their bot lane's coming in. This is so risky. You don't have flash. Skarner can outplay you right now. And got hit by Ezreal.
So I have a ward, or I have a pink and try, and then I have a ward in the river brush, right?
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
not the river.
Okay,
I don't know where we
so
call it.
what you saw Syndra do here, she tried to take blue buff, but Skarner didn't give it to her.
Okay.
There was a ward here that showed that. If you were paying attention.
I probably didn't notice.
Yeah, I always try to scan the minimap every like few seconds.
Yeah. I don't
Like-
think I pay too much attention to like what people are doing, just like where they are.
It's very difficult from ADC, I completely understand. But
Yeah.
before you choose to do something, make sure you look at the minimap before you do it. Like all in wise. Like sure, every little thing, like usually supports take care of that, and we'll watch for that a lot more. But at least as ADC, before you decide to go for an all in, pay attention to what's going on the minimap.
Okay. All right.
Wait. If you W Soraka here, you can immediately start ulting. She's so out of position.
Is it on cooldown?
No.
I thought I just used it.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah.
I might
Oh
have.
yeah. Yeah, I think you just used it on the wave. Maybe that's why she rocked that. Smart Soraka.
No, I think I.
Oh, yeah, you used it on-
but I
oh,
didn't do
okay, okay.
anything with it. Yeah, I did absolutely nothing with that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I held on to it, then I probably could have killed her.
No. I think still it was fine. It was fine.
Is it?
But I think, and by I think I mean I would have started ulting here because Soraka is way out of position, and Sona has ult, but Sona didn't ult for some reason. That's kind of strange, but 100% like in this situation, you start ulting, she has to flash, and then Ezreal tanks a few more shots, and then you've wasted Soraka sum, as opposed to not wasting anything. And you're trading your ult for somebody else's sum, 100% like viable and good trade, right? You agree with me?
It's like a 100-second cooldown, right?
Yeah.
Like
120
or something.
108 for now.
108.
I know it's like 65 seconds-ish late game with 40% CDR.
Yeah, that's like definitely worth.
Yeah. Oh, again, 4th autoed and then queued when Ezreal locked up for no reason. Could have just queued in 4th auto. Yeah, so I think you missed a pretty crucial opportunity there. So that let's call that 3 huge misses so far. Missing some is missing level 6.
You
missing.
kinda got it good.
Oh, fuck my wife. How's that?
Better.
Jesus, man. I love getting defective units. Never lucky.
Feels bad.
It's like I don't have any other like way of using a mic right now, which is why I have to resort to this. Like I bought this like a few weeks ago, knowing like hoping that it was all good and fine and dandy. And then it's giving me all these problems now, but I don't have another choice for a mic, so
Yeah.
gotta resort to this. Oh well, until I can get a new audio interface. Anyway.
So you were saying like there's like I had 2 opportunities to kill and I like didn't take either of them.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not essentially kill, but it was at least a sum.
Yeah. I think we dive here and we get both kills.
What?
It's not it's still not a great ult. No, I would still walk down.
I should miss all those shots. The zoning ults, right?
Huh?
Zoning ults?
Call it that.
They were even slowed by Oriana W.
How should I aim that ult then?
I mean,
is it just because I missed or?
I mean, I don't think you should miss here. So,
Cutting out again. I'm sorry.
no
Hard to
way.
hear you.
Alright, how's it now? Is it
I'm
okay?
trying to, yeah, I would just like stick it out if I could like understand you, but it's
No,
really hard.
it's fine. I completely understand. Like, I can't do shit about this. If you can't understand me, just keep letting you know.
Alright.
This is such a problem.
Yeah. It's fine. Like, I just want to make sure, like.
Okay.
So yeah, so for that ult, I just like missed like 3 of the shots, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm really bad at aiming that ult. Holy shit, I'm really bad at it. I'm not really sure why I'm bad at it.
Okay.
But I'm horrible.
So I'm working on this Jhin guide, and I have some good examples. I already have. I don't have to draw at all. So, where the hell is it? Okay. Wait. Zoom into this picture. Okay. Does this picture, hopefully that comes up on stream soon, make sense to you in terms of skill shots?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So
Like-
when I compare this to what's going on in game and yet you still miss the shot, do you see why you shouldn't be missing it? Do you see
Yeah.
where you should be aiming it? That
There's
it's almost
like
guaranteed.
there's only like one best option for him to move right now, which is to the left.
Yeah.
Because
So
like he literally can't move to the right, and moving up and down is like optimal.
yep.
Okay.
Because walking down, he's still kind of screwed because he's gonna get cut off here, and then like walking up is walking into them. Walking to the left is like it's his only way of trying to dodge, and then like eing over this wall and then flashing over this wall to get away. Like that's his only way possibly to escape
Okay.
the situation.
So my thought process needs to be more of like, what are his best options to, for movement?
Yeah, because this is how skill shots work in general. It's all like these kind of predictions. Let me. Do I have any other? No. Any other skill shot pictures? But take into account something like this all the time. Because it's very, very easy to just, like, set up these kind of, like, arrows and figure out which way can he move, which way does he want to move, which way he can't move, and just play around that. It's the same thing. It's even easier if they're stuck behind the tower, because guess what? They can only go up and down. And neither of those options are very good when you're hitting a skill shot from this angle.
Okay.
So the first shot should have hit, and then he goes here, and then now he's behind the tower, so now there's no way you should be missing this one.
Did I do it? Yeah.
Because they have like nowhere to go. That's all about aiming at that point. And then you got it eventually.
Okay.
Anyway, does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Just need to like consider more like when I'm aiming skill shots to like for like in that example I would think like, okay, what are Ezreal's options to move? Like he literally can't move to the right, like up and down is like not optimal, so then I need to more aim to the left.
Yeah.
Because that's his best option right now of movement.
Yeah. But usually like especially in the picture, this is an example of what you could predict if someone is doing. So it's like, for example, this picture, Lucian wants to hit the minions below him, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to move up because then he's going to get out of range from the minions and then he's going to lose minions. So you know that most likely Lucian's going to walk down. So you can see that even in this picture, I overshoot downwards by a tiny amount. But like, because I know what he's going for. But the reason I took the shot in the first place was because I knew he was hitting the minion, so he's going to stop for that split second. Okay. So I predicted that he would stop for the minion because it's getting hit by the tower, otherwise he's going to lose it to the tower. So I instantly time my W to his auto attack.
Okay.
And it's like a guaranteed shot, because on top of that, I also have, you know, these arrows set up in my head that say, okay, this guy is probably going to be in this spot. He doesn't want to go up. He can't go to the right. He can go to the left. He has no problem going to the left. But he wants to also go down for the minion. So I shoot somewhere in that angle, assuming that he wants to go for what I think he wants to go to. Hopefully that makes sense. That sounds like really shitty English. I can't.
No, that's fine.
I can articulate myself properly.
Get the tower here, yeah.
This is fine. This is all good here. Play that one.
Yeah, I don't think I use my traps enough to clear waves though.
At this point in the game, I just put traps everywhere. Because especially when I'm by myself bottom, if like Yasuo wasn't hitting this tower top and just came down and started eating through this mini wave to go after you, your only option to stop him like that would be to like pop Yomu's and then also have like E's like behind these towers to get away. It's kind of like Caitlyn traps. It's like, it slows you, you can force Jhin, or do you call it Yasuo win wall, you can maybe catch Yasuo with a W and root him and then save yourself for a little bit. You know, all that kind of stuff. Like, traps are pretty nice.
Alright. I think that game like ends in like 2 minutes because Jace is just like insanely bad. He has 14 kills right now. Like,
popping off.
Yeah, he's popping off really hard. So I think we just end or they FF, I can't remember.
What time we died? Oh,
Oh shit.
gotta respect
That was
decision.
just me being like, I was just trolling and I knew the game was over, I think.
Yeah, I
But-
think at this point I probably would have gone for Maud just because Syndra's super fed. I hate playing into Syndra. She can literally, like, if she has 5 balls on the map, she would literally ult you. Like,
Yeah, she
flash
has one
ult.
shot too.
Just with one ult. Like, it's
One
stupid.
thing that I do have a lot of trouble with, like, understanding is, well, there's like two situations for buying are, well, one is when should I like get Hex Shrinker or QSS, and then 2, like, I don't know when it's like good and bad to get Cole.
I almost never get Cole on Jhin because you just stack longswords. Usually Cole is good for, I mean, I've seen it in like LCS, I think some people have gotten Cole. Just because like they play so safely it never actually matters to get the extra AD from like longswords. So it's basically like free AD, free whatever.
Yeah.
so it's fine. But in solo queue standards, like it doesn't make sense to me because you could just go longswords and just rush for whatever item you're doing.
Okay.
I think that champions that don't need longswords are fine using Cole. So Caitlyn, Jinx, fucking Ezreal, stuff like that. Vayne, whatever. I think those champions excel on having like using Cole because it's like you're gonna be farming until you pop off. Whereas like Lucian, it's like viable-ish, but usually with Lucian you're already stacking longswords, going for the all-ins early. Same thing with Jhin, you're stacking longswords, going for all-ins early. Same thing with like Draven. Like when's the last time you saw a Draven player that'll build a Cole? Like,
Never.
Same shit, but
Yeah.
that's usually how it goes. Was there something else?
Yeah, when like I should get QSS instead of Hex Drinker.
So typically, do you go Yomu's Deathblade? What's your preferred build on? Jhin?
I think most games I rush Yomu's and then I go into Deathblade.
Okay.
But I've been trying out getting Rapid Fire sooner.
Rapid Fire second item doesn't seem too good. I mean, it's fine if you're behind. That's the only time I would do it.
Okay.
Other than that, like this game, I wouldn't go Duskblade because I don't think you're fed enough. I mean, I think it's fine to go Duskblade. It's viable. But my worry here is Syndra, because I know what's gonna end up happening in these team fights. Raka and Ezreal are gonna play in the back. Yasuo's gonna come to the front, probably win wall Jace and then go for him, or win wall you, but probably Jace because you're gonna be all the way in the back, so you can't completely win wall your ult. And then Oria's gonna fight with Skarner and stuff like that. Syndra is gonna be the one who spawns 5 balls and is looking to flash ult you. If there's somebody that will completely take you out of a fight with one ability or 2 abilities that pop off instantly, you want Hex Drinker. So in this case, you just go for a Maw, like rush it after Yomu's, because otherwise
so
you're
basically, if they have burst, then rush Maw instead of
yeah. And then on top of that, I probably would have also gotten Boots of Lucidity here, just because I probably want the flash heal cooldowns being up earlier, especially since Skarner and Yasuo and Syndra exist.
Yeah.
If I was going crit build, I'd be more inclined to go Swifties, just because crits give me extra movement speed, and extra movement speed scales with how much movement speed you already have that you get on your crits, so you get to be even speedier. And then I've seen Berserker Greaves. I have never used them myself. I think they're good for extra AD, but I haven't found like a good situation where I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm always gonna go for those. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think all the different boots have similar win rates, so actually I will check just so I don't sound like a liar right now. Jhin. So highest win rate is Berserker Greaves, followed by Lucidity, followed by Boots of Swiftness. But again, you can take these with a pinch of salt or whatever. Lower games played on them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can say these are situational, because I will get Lucidity situationally when I know I have to stay in the back and I have to have flash up and whatever up sooner. I will go for those.
Right.
And then QSS, usually you don't want that second item, it's third item or later. QSS is usually people that completely stop you. Malzahar ult, Sejuani ult, what else? Maybe Aurelia. She's pretty annoying. I mean, just CC in general. When there's somebody who can dive you and lock you up, or like flash lock you up, for example, and that will cost your team the game. If you don't have QSS, you're gonna need QSS for that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So QSS for Malzahar, but like Syndra, you can avoid Syndra stun, right, with flash, but you can't avoid Malzahar ult with flash. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it usually with versus AP champs, if you can avoid the CC or whatever with flash, you don't need QSS. But if you, because that way, like, you know, you can play forward if you have flash, because then you can bait out that one spell when the team fight and call it a day. Whereas you can't bait out Syndra ult on you without dying, right? So that's why, like, Maw versus QSS. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Question answered.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then any other questions since this game is Dunzo?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna try my D5 promos and try to like apply this stuff.
Try. I need
Yeah.
to hear. I will apply.
I will. No. I said I'll try the promos and I will apply.
Right. Okay.
I said that.
Okay,
Oh,
sure.
man.
Whatever you say. I'll believe you when I see it, because we're still doing a second replay after this. Since I said we'd do another one later.
Yeah, I wanna the other lesson that you offered.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wanted to, cause I was planning on playing like quite a bit tonight.
Mhm.
So I can get some replays and then like I'll have something more recent and like after we like went over some stuff.
Yeah, because then I could see if you listen to me or if I need to flame you some.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try my best to like, I don't know, be mindful and like apply it in every single game. But yeah, there's
Mhm.
like, I need to like rewatch this and stuff and like look what I wrote down. But
Mhm.
like if you were
Yeah.
to like TLDR, like just like things like, cause I want to like cause I like get post-it notes and I put it on my monitor like for things that I want to remember. Like if I were to do that, like what would those things be?
TLDR, stand behind minions to avoid getting damaged by Ezreal. Stand closer to your support. There's no reason to be like so far away for no reason. Don't go out roaming if the minion wave is slow pushing to them. You're just gonna lose a lot of minions and not gain that much. As Jhin, especially, your roams pre-6 are only for W use usually. And I mean, sometimes it's clutch. Usually it's not. It's
Okay.
better to get level 6 before you start roaming. And then also being mindful of jungle timings and warding accordingly to what jungler you're playing.
Okay.
That's basically TLDR for this game.
All right. Cool.
Cool?
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yep, no problem. I'll talk to you later then.
All right. Cool. Peace.
Peace.